Hi, this isn't a video I thought about making until today, and I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, because I've seen so many videos of children having meltdowns posted in parents groups, big groups, hundreds of people, sometimes thousands of people are in these groups, and I can fully understand if your child is not diagnosed and they are exhibiting violent self-injurious behaviour, they are attacking you, and you're not getting any help. There's no proof that this is happening. The school is saying, well, they're fine here. Yeah, but they're biting me. They're biting themselves. They're wrecking the room. They're tearing the house apart. But he's fine here. What's going on at home? Now, I can understand you filming that. Parents, I'm addressing you. I can understand you filming that to show these people, well, this is what's happening when I get them home. Showing the paediatrician if they're not diagnosed, this is what's happening. And even if they are diagnosed, I can understand you taking that to show a teacher or to show a doctor to say, look, is there anything we can do to stop or help them cope with this? Is there, if they're ADHD, any medication that is needed here? Not medication for autistic meltdowns, though. That's not going to help at all. It will numb and then they'll internalise and it will be worse. So I can understand that. What I can't understand and will never understand is a parent watching their child smash the room up and biting themselves and crying and screaming in anger while they film it, to put it up on the internet and say, oh, I've had a really rough day, look what he was doing. It's really bad. Like, really, what am I meant to do? What do you think? Every time I point a camera at him, he has a meltdown. Don't point a camera at him then, love. I'm going to describe a meltdown as an autistic adult from my perspective, how a meltdown feels for me. And I want you to close your eyes if you can and listen to what a meltdown feels like for me. I'm out. This is an example. I'm out and I have my children with me. And someone bumps into one of them. And I spin round and I say, hello? Just bumped into my kid. And they say something like, and this is an example, they say something like, well, they should watch where they're going then. Now, immediately, there's a fury that rises from here and comes up into my chest and expands with a numbness. My face begins to have pins and needles effect. There's a roaring in my ears and my hands are clenching. And I want to scream. Sometimes I have, screamed at people who have bumped into my kids. This is just an example, alright? That's what a meltdown, the beginning of a meltdown, feels like. Now, if I am in a meltdown state, let's forget the kids now, forget the person and bumping into kids, let's just describe the meltdown, alright? So you've got this rising, you've got the numbness, you've got the pins and needles, you've got the roaring in the ears, you've got a feeling of fight or flight, the adrenaline rushes, which is like butterflies, so you've got that all going on. You feel like if someone would touch you, it would feel so repulsive and invasive that you'd want to rip their face off to stop them. Trying not to melt trying not to feel that sort of feeling right now, describing it. But if you can imagine being panicked, right, you're panicking, you're anxious, you're scared, you're angry, you're furious, you feel like you're threatened, you're crying now, you're sobbing, you're under attack. That's how you're feeling. You're under attack. You need to strike out and stop it. Now imagine feeling like that, the lowest you can ever feel. Things are going through your head. I should be dead. I don't deserve to live. You know, all these self-doubt things are going through. I want to kill someone. You know, I need to run into the road. I need to get away from this. You know, that's why kids are bolting when they're having meltdowns, all right? Now imagine while you're feeling like that and you're kids melting down on the floor in supermarkets, for example, the lights, the sound, everything, they're having a meltdown because their parents trying to drag them around the shop instead of leaving the shop. So you've got that, and you look up, and the person that you love most in the world, who you trust most in the world to protect you, is pointing their phone at you and filming you. To put up on Facebook, to say, I've had a really bad day with little Johnny today. All these people looking at me. Looking at your son or your daughter. Judging your son or daughter. Yes, probably. Judging you for filming them? Definitely. Now, as I said, if you are going to use that as a means to help, to get help to your child, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're going to put it up on Facebook to say, what do you think he's doing? No, why do you think this is happening? No. Your child is at their most vulnerable. They're in pain, they're hurt, they're angry, they're fuming, they're panic-stricken, anxiety-ridden, invaded, you know, by thoughts that are terrifying to them. And you're filming it to put on Facebook in a group with thousands of people. Maybe, and before you say it, it's only a little group of people I trust. So? So what? Do they need to see it, really? Do they really need to see your child in that state? They don't. They don't. I want you to imagine now, you feeling like that. You're in your bedroom, you've run off to have a cry. You're sobbing. Oh, it's my fault, you know. What have I done? I'm such a bad mum. Why do I have this child, even? And someone comes in and films you. How would it feel? Please, don't film your children's meltdowns to put on Facebook. Please don't do it. It's so abusive, such an invasion of privacy, so hurtful, and you can't see it. And you all need to see what you're doing, you do. You know, I've even seen someone film their child on the toilet, pushing, having emptying their bowels. Oh, we had a really hard time doing this today. Can you imagine being filmed on the toilet and the child's crying in pain and someone's filming them on the toilet? What the fuck are you doing? Please, these are people. These are little people. Just because you push them out of your vagina, these are little people who deserve the same respect and privacy that anybody else does. So you can't do this. It's not right. It's not. Please rethink what you're doing. Thank you.